Hello everyone, this is Eric. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we going to summarize on the book The Psychology of Money Part 1. So let's start. In The Psychology of Money, author Morgan Housel uses interesting stories to illustrate our unlogical behavior with money. We are taught that money is science while it is rather stories, emotions, and soft skills. Morgan Housel is one of my favorite financial writers. He is an ex-columnist of the Wall Street Journal and The Motley Fool. His unique style of combining personal finance with global economic trends has already produced writings that I can't stop recommending. In his book, The Psychology of Money, timeless lessons on wealth, greed, and happiness, Housel uses interesting stories to illustrate our behavior towards money. The author argues that how smart we are and how we behave has little to do with how well we manage money. Morgan Housel writes about these behaviors, tips, and psychological tricks. The summary of the psychology of money. Increase your investment time horizon. Time increases gains and smooths out losses. Know what game you are playing. Don't compare yourself to others. Know what is important to you and plan your financial goals accordingly. The most important thing is your savings rate. It's not how much you earn, nor the return on your investments. You can build wealth without a high income, but not without a high savings rate. Freedom makes you happier than money. Use your money to redeem your time. Introduction. The story of the millionaire janitor and the broke top exec. Ronald James Reed spent 25 years working in a gas station and 17 years as a janitor at a J.C. Penney. Reed was the first in his family to graduate from high school. He had an average job with modest earnings, from which he saved a lot. And he invested his savings in blue-chip stocks. In his will, Reed left $2 million to his stepchildren and $6 million to the local hospital and library. Richard Fuscone, a former top executive at Merrill Lynch, lived not far from Ronald Reed in his 11-bedroom luxury mansion. Fuscone graduated from Harvard, had a successful career, and retired early to work in charitable causes. Fuscone went bankrupt in 2000 and lost almost everything. There are two possible explanations for the story of Ronald Reed and Richard Fuscone. Financial results are largely influenced by luck, independent of individual intelligence and effort. Financial success is not science-based, but a soft skill. How you behave is more important than what you know. This soft skill is the psychology of money. But not many of us possess this soft skill. Mostly because we think and are taught about money as if it were a science like physics, describable by rules and laws, rather than psychology, laced with emotions and nuances. To find out why people take unjustified amounts of credit, it is worth studying not interest rates but the history of greed, uncertainty, and optimism. 1. No one is crazy. We are challenged by the fact that no amount of learning or open-mindedness can truly restore a sense of fear and uncertainty. I can read about what it was like to lose everything during the Great Depression, but I don't have the same emotional scars as those who actually experienced the crisis. Every financial decision a person makes, it makes sense to them at the time. Lottery. Americans spend more on lottery tickets than on movies, video games, music, sporting events, and books combined. And who plays the lottery? Mostly the poor. The lowest income American households spend an average of $412 a year on lottery tickets, 4 times more than the highest income households. The people who buy $400 worth of lottery tickets are the same people who say they are unable to save $400 for unexpected expenses. They are burning their safety net for something that has a 1 in a million chance of coming in. If you put yourself in the shoes of the poorest of the poor, you realize that for the low income, the lottery ticket is a rational choice. The lottery ticket is the only chance in their lives to get all the good stuff you take for granted. They are paying for a dream that you can't understand because you are already living that dream. That's why the less wealthy buy more lottery tickets than you do. 2. Luck and risk. Luck and risk are siblings. The trick to dealing with failure is to plan your financial life so that a bad investment here, or a missed financial goal there can't bring you to your knees, so you can gamble until the odds are in your favor. Years ago, the Nobel Prize-winning economist Robert Shiller was asked, "What would you like to know about investing that we don't know now?" The exact role of luck in successful outcomes. He replied, 3. When it's never enough. The most complicated financial skill to master is the ability to set your goals. But it's also one of the most important. Social comparison is the biggest problem here. As Nassim Taleb explains, true success is exiting some rat race to modulate one's activities for peace of mind. There are many things not worth risking. In such cases, the potential gain is irrelevant. Don't get too attached to anything, fame, achievement, or the like. If one thing has unjustly ruined my reputation, it only bothers me if I cling to my reputation. Ideas like letting things go and mentally writing them off from your balance sheet are something that dates back to the Stoics. 4. Compounding wins. Compounding wins. The great lesson of the Ice Age is that you don't need an incredible amount of power to achieve incredible results. An ice age starts when summer can't warm up enough to melt the previous winter's month. The ice left behind makes it easier to accumulate snow the following winter, which makes it even easier to accumulate even more snow the following winter. Perpetual snow reflects more sunshine, which results in more snow. In a few hundred years, a seasonal snowpack turns into an all-encompassing continental ice sheet. When something adds up, a little baseline can lead to extraordinary results that defy logic. 5. Becoming versus staying wealthy. Getting money requires taking risks, being optimistic, and putting yourself out there. But keeping money requires the opposite of taking risk. It requires humility, and fear that what you've made can be taken away from you just as fast. It requires frugality and an acceptance that at least some of what you've made is attributable to luck, so past success can't be relied upon to repeat indefinitely. 6. How to win. Successful art dealers work like an index fund. Traders buy artworks in a portfolio, not individually. After buying, they wait a few years for the valuable pieces in the portfolio to increase in value. It is not the sum of the value of all the paintings that makes the portfolio profitable, but the few exceptions that become disproportionately valuable. The Russell 3000 index has grown 73 times since 1980. This is a spectacular achievement. A spectacular success. But 40% of the companies in the fund have virtually failed. However, 7% of the fund's companies have performed so extremely well that they have more than compensated for the losses. 7. Freedom. Research has shown that a sense of control over life is a more reliable predictor of positive well-being than any other objective circumstance in our lives that we take into account. Psychologists call this phenomenon reactivity. Jonah Berger, a marketing professor at the University of Pennsylvania, summarized reactivity as follows. People like to feel they are in control, they are in the driver's seat. When we try to make them do something, they feel powerless. Instead of feeling that they have made the decision, they feel that we have chosen for them. So they say no or do something else, even if they would have liked to do the same thing in the first place. The ability to do what you want, when you want, for as long as you want has an infinite payoff. 8. The man in the car paradox. When you see someone driving a nice car, you rarely think about how cool the guy driving the car is. Instead, you think about how cool other people would think I was if I had a car like that. But they wouldn't think I was cool. You don't think they're cool. 9. Wealth is what you can't see. Wealth is the nice cars not purchased, the diamonds not bought, the watches not worn, the clothes foregone, and the first-class upgrade declined. Wealth is financial assets that haven't yet been converted into the stuff you see. 10. Savings. Wealth building has little to do with your income or investment returns and more to do with your savings rate. Wealth is just the accumulated leftovers after you spend what you take in. And since you can build wealth without a high income, but have no chance of building wealth without a high savings rate, it's clear which one matters more. When you define savings as the difference between your ego and your income, you realize why many people with decent income save so little. A daily battle against instinct is to stretch your peacock feathers to the limit and keep up with others who are doing the same. Saving without a goal. Saving only for a specific purpose makes sense in a predictable world. But ours isn't. Saving is a hedge against life's inevitable surprises so that you're not caught off guard at the worst possible moment. Please hit that like and subscribe for part 2.